Altering table properties. Now we want to try to stick to SQL and PLSQL rather than go too much into the database administration side. But inside the SQL Language Reference Manual, as you can see here, I'm going down and I search for alter table, and here I have the tag that says alter table properties. I click on this thing and it says I can change various physical attributes, logging, table compression, so on and so forth. A lot of this stuff we're not too interested in at this point. I'm going to open up a notepad and I'm going to create a work file on the fly, which could be interesting. And we need to size this properly so we can get at the work file. So what do you need to know for a course like this? Well, you need to know about logging. So first of all, we can take a table. I'm going to type it into the work file to start with. Let's say the table show and turn its logging off, and alter table show, turn its logging on. And allocate, and you see we don't really want to know, but that's to cache and no cache. Again, this is stuff, a lot of this stuff is far too advanced. Upgrade table, recall blocks, parallel. Parallel is important. Alter table show parallel. There is also alter table show. What I'm going to try to do is pick out the things that are important at this level, and then alter table show parallel 4. Pick out the things important at this level without going into too much database administration type detail. Flashback archive. Now we've already gone through flashbacks, but at this level it's not really that important. We have flashback and version queries that we covered in a previous chapter in this course. However, the ability of flashback an entire table and an entire database is a little bit more of an administration function, not really the kind of thing you're going to be doing as a developer. If you make a mistake in a production environment as a developer, you shouldn't be working in production anyway. You would probably go to a DBA and ask them to flash it back for you. Here's another thing that we want to know about. Alter table, rename to, obviously we'd have to name the table, rename to another table. And if we really want a real name in there, we'd have to give it a real name. Shrink, read only, read write, we don't need to know about those things. Alter IoT clauses is basically altering a table that is already an indexed, organized table. We don't need to know much more as far as table properties are concerned at this level. Compression is possibly something we might want to worry about, but not at too much of a level of detail. Again, this is something that is actually more of a database administration function, and in these courses we're trying to focus on the use of SQL and PLSQL in Oracle. So let's scroll back up and make sure we haven't missed anything. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go through the details of each of the ones we're looking at. Physical attributes course, we don't want to know about this stuff. Not at this stage. This is database administration. Logging, as you can see, logging, no logging. We're not worried about file system logging, too advanced. Table compression, just compress or no compress, not all the other details. Go back. Supplemental, allocate extent, deallocate, upgrade table, not really, records per block, parallel clause. As you can see, it says parallel with an integer or no parallel. Row movement, flashback, shrink, right, we're not interested in those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this into my structure for this course, and this is going to be the text file for this particular one. Control C. I'm going to go and run SQL Developer, connect to the shows. Let's get rid of this junk here, and first of all, before we do anything, let's do a description of the show table inside SQL Developer. We go to here, columns, data, constraints, grants, statistics, blah, 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 partitions, indexes. If you note, this shows me the column details, Shows me the data in the table, shows me the constraints, the grants is security, statistics, triggers on the table, flashback details, dependencies details. Have a look at details, see what's in here. Now this is interesting. This has given me a lot of the metadata, which I can access through the underbar tables view, DBA tables, all tables, and user tables, which I did cover in the previous course. We should see something in here that tells me about logging. Let me just see if I can sort this list. No, I can't, which is rather awkward because now I've got to search for it. Logging says yes. As I said, we can select star from user tables, order by table name, just to show you the various ways of solving these problems. And let's find the details for the show table. If we scroll across here, look at the columns at the top. These are all the physical attributes of the table, all the metadata about the table itself. Somewhere in here, again, it's not alphabetical order. I could put it in alphabetical order, but I don't want to at this stage. And I'm trying to find logging, and I don't see it in here. It's somewhere. I've just missed it. And this is irritating. Logging. See? Yes. So, in the next movie, I'll continue with this topic, and I'll run all these examples and show you how the data or the metadata for the table responds.